having dreamed last night.
Yeah, but you know you did. Everybody dreams every night. But one also enters into dreamless state. And what I ask my students is, we know this is true. The scientists have evidence of it. They're true. When you were in your dreamless state last night, were you aware? And most of them, and I even force a vote on them, and most of them are no. I battled my teacher, my Swami, 7 years on this issue, insisting that I was not aware. And he said, no, that's wrong. You were aware. Well, I came back, well, at least I wasn't aware that I was aware. And he said, that cuts no ice, because note how difficult it is to remember your dreams. We know about that. When I wake up and I have an interesting dream and I want to tell Kendra in the morning, I have to consciously say it through in my mind, hoping that I will remember it, because it volatilizes so fast. When we come to consciousness, that it's very hard to remember even dreams. Now, my teacher said the dreamless sleep is deeper than the dream state. That state is of utter bliss. And were it not the fact that every 24 hours, every human being establishes direct contact with that experience of utter joy, we simply could not keep up our hope in human life. The hard knocks, the pressures, the dismal aspects would just overwhelm us, and we would not be able to keep our spirits buoyant.
So that's why sleep is restorative.
Absolutely. One of the reasons, physiologically, of course, but spiritually also.
So the good Hindu would say, there are realms of gold hidden deep.
That is the realm.
This would explain, too, the Hindus' obsession with the oneness of reality and the whole importance of yoga, of trying to get in touch with this inner unity, this inner reality, wouldn't it not?
Yeah. When in the West we think of yoga, we think of a specific kind, which is called Hatha yoga. Now, Hatha yoga deals with physical exercises, postures, positions, poses. But in India, Hatha yoga is embedded as only one of 8 steps in a complete system of personal transformation. If you were to carve it out of its place in the 8-fold sequence, then it would be purely calisthenics. But overwhelmingly in India, it plays its part as the 3rd step in a program of transformation designed to pick you up where you are and set you down as a remade human being. For me, I do my best to adhere to the 8-fold path of Raj Yoga, in which this is only a component. It happens to be the most visible, so it lends itself to the media, but it is far from the most important.
Huston Smith rises early in the morning to practice yoga. In 1955, he introduced the ancient Hindu discipline to a wider audience through his televised course on world religions.
We have then, the Hindus say, to make a journey from ourselves as we now are to our real selves, which is divine. And that brings us to our topic for this evening. Let me summarize it with a word. We're going to talk tonight about the yogas. Now, this is a very strange word to us. In fact, I find myself smiling in a Western context whenever I turn to this word, because, well, we associate it with the bizarre, the fantastic, the occult, maybe even the fraudulent a little bit, the fakers. This is where we come to the famous yoga position, and I want to just show you what this is. There's always a little humor involved in this because it's so strange to us. But nevertheless, I think we ought to know what this is. They say the most effective position, which will still the mind, is the so-called yoga, the lotus posture. It doesn't go very well with shoes, which is why I've taken mine off. Actually, it doesn't go very well with trousers either, but we'll forget about that tonight. You put one foot up here in the lap, then all you have to do is to bring the other foot around like that. The spine must be completely straight. Now they say when you get used to this, the point is that this will put your mind at rest and keep out the bodily distractions better than any
There
other
you are
position.
with your fashionable
Well, it
crew
sounds
cut,
strange, it looks-
sitting on your desk in the lotus position. That was in the 1940s and 50s. Not many people knew much about yoga, Allah, Buddhism, meditation in this country.
I remember, that's true. I remember one little item at the that came back to me from the mail, and it was on just one of these quickie cards that fold together, and not even an envelope, and it said, "Dear Professor Smith, this letter will not be long because I cannot write well in my present position. I have my left foot in my right pocket and my right foot in my left pocket. How do I unwind? I am waiting your next program." But it caught on possibly because it was also new to the people.
Have you been doing it ever since the 40s when you were introduced to it? Have you been practicing yoga?
Yes.
And what happens to you when you're in this thing?
Well, I make no claims except it makes the days go better. I'll just leave it at that. The days go better when I do it, and my favorite happens to be the headstand. And that may be because there's a downside to it. I have to laugh because I think maybe it's my favorite because I'm so greedy with my time. And it is my understanding that you get more metabolic toll in that position than any of the other postures you can strike.
Now, this is a very complicated concept for people, so let's stay with it a moment. Describe yoga as if you were talking to a stranger who had never heard about it before.
Right. Yoga, it comes from our same word as yoke, and so basically it means to unite, yoke, and by extension unite the human spirit to the ultimate spirit. Now, in the classic yoga exercises, it moves 3 stages, actually 4. It begins with certain moral preliminaries, because if your life is in chaos and troubles with other people, you aren't going to be able to have a still mind. So straighten out your life in basic morality. Having done that, then it moves on to the body, because we are psychosomatic